Now, let's again.
Okay, we
Hold on, page is loading.
should be back. Should be live. Should be able to hear us, and the chat should be present.
I do see a chat.
If you can hear us, please say something in chat. The chat is also, I can see the chat, so hopefully you can also type in chat.
I guess we'd have to have someone from chat step up to see if
Is there anybody in chat? Does it show anybody
we could
other than
be
us watching?
one watching, which would be me.
Probably Brittany.
Okay, let me post in our Discord.
We have a new one called My Broadcast.
Well, Dave's thing is here. White Charisma is here. Tan is there. Eric is there, so they can hear us. Christina can hear us, so we appear to be good. Okay, awesome. We'll change the name after we had it set correctly. We could not chat, so we backed out, came back in, can now chat. It isn't named correctly, so rather than back out and do it correctly on the third try, we will fix it. We'll fix it in post. Okay, well, let's get started with some actual business stuff. We'll get started with announcements. Allie, did you have anything from the board? Since you appeared to be Allie, or Buttons, or yes, I think that's it for board representation here. Either of you anything from representing the board? That's shocking. Hopefully everybody was able to hear that. If you weren't, Christina Kramer is the new ATC board president as a result of the election. Bruce is there. Bruce is in chat, I guess, when I was speaking as the lone board representatives. I meant here in person for the announcements, so no slight intended. But yes, Christina Kramer will be the new ATC board president, taking over the upcoming meeting. So congratulations to Christina. Anything else from the board? Okay. Moving on. I believe we're at 61 days, I believe, for, yes, I agree. 61 days before con. That is a number. Yeah, adjectiveless number. But wait a minute, we did say that this stream is not for kids, but still an adjectiveless number. So yes, we are coming up on all of the deadlines. They will be coming at us fast and furiouser. We call this typically crunch time. This is the crunchiest of times. Many of the deadlines, especially themes, and we will cover that, are earlier this year again, as we've indicated, because of the increase in our program guides, which is in many ways a good thing, because our attendees really love the output and the program guides and want to take them home and keep them as souvenirs. We continue to elect not to shift either heavily or entirely to an all digital program guide. So we've increased the number of print guides this year. In order to do that, our printer needs more lead time to print that increased number. So we need more time for our themes department to build that book. Also, just as a friendly reminder, it is a very small, dedicated, talented team that puts that entire book together. So they need our help in meeting those deadlines to get all of that information in there for the attendees. So we'll cover a lot of those deadlines coming up here. Let's see, I'm just going to go down to just give me 1 second here. We'll start covering them as I have them here. From Bruce, technical service updates. He has contract quotes from Rulings and Big Top. They've been sent in from the subheads for approval, and he'll be sending those out either later tonight or tomorrow morning. We had to meet with Tom in video gaming to go over layout, networking, audio, visual, and power needs for the North Star, as this will be video gaming's first year in the North Star ballroom, and looked at requirements and notes and things to ask Encore for specifics for that room. Bruce is going to meet with Encore Monday, tomorrow, to talk about contract discussions and things like that for the convention this year. He's going to start a Google form for tech requests for departments and main stage panels, and he'll send an update to department heads and vice chairs once that is completed. So look for that. Let's see. From Jason, the dance and music coordinator, DJ contracts are out. All of the DJs. Marilyn has accepted our contract language and is booked. She will be our DJ headliner. It's very exciting, something we've had in the works for just about as long as Rolling Quartz is working on art assets and getting announcements ready. And let's see, needs to know who to reach out to on the hotel event side regarding available space Friday night to set up some DJs and maybe some of the cash bars from the hotel. So that'll help gauge interest for a more formal dance type event for next year. So this is another aspect, kind of on a smaller scale, that Jason was looking to set up for Friday. I would say just not really in replacement of, but just as we don't have the Friday dance anymore, but still some of that type of programming. So for the cash bars, obviously we'll reach out to the hotel and let them know where that room is so that they can kind of target where to put that rather than just where they think it might work. They'll be able to kind of target that a little bit better. And for room space, we'll just work with programming on size of room and things like that, and how long they'll need it, what we think will work there. I don't know if we're looking at specifically, I guess it'll depend on the size of the room, whether it's Regency or what. Can work with that. Let's see, from Hope and volunteers, this is the final call for volunteer support. The last date on that is January 31st. There's a few departments who haven't responded yet. If Hope and Volunteers Department does not hear from you, automatically assume no support is needed. If you are in need of volunteers in your department, so not volunteer staff, but volunteers to do things like badging or other things in your department, please reach out to Hope. Do not come afterwards. It is tremendously difficult to try and find people, period. Much harder to do it after the fact. So please reach out to Hope if you have questions about how to use the people, etc. Please reach out now. Otherwise, aside from working with themes on a few projects and finishing up their programming book requests, that's it from volunteers. Again, the deadline to request volunteers to help in your department is January 31st. So please reach out to Hope in the Volunteers Department if you are in need of that. Safety and John would like to talk with room parties. You'll have to reach out by email. That's Ren. Yes, Ren Pass or G with room parties, or just the room parties email. EMS and security contracts. I know we contract. I paid the invoice. The invoice has been paid.
I believe it states what the hours.
Yeah, it did. Yep.
We all, because then we're all gonna.
Yeah, well, that's fine. Yeah, we just, yeah, that got paid. Safety staff will have a training on February 24th at 1 p.m. and February 27th at 6 p.m. An email with info went out today through Whitney. Safety staff schedule sign up will be coming out hopefully this week. Let's see.
Conference, I think, 14.
Buttons and convention relations. The form for AMKey has been accepted. We're just waiting on ASIN and AMKey to fill out their forms for Detour. They'll begin planning for Anime Central, Des Moines Con, and Kitsune Con as soon as Anime Milwaukee is over. Tabby and logistics. Logistics is still waiting for the trip rental for the week of March 27th, April 1st. Guess we can solve that today. Logistics will be at the locker on February 3rd, February 18th, and March 2nd and 3rd. This will be for pre-con staging of inventory. If you know you have inventory in the locker, those weekends will be the best time to come and inspect your equipment and approve it for transportation. Debbie will be open to discussing any extra weekends prior to Anime Detour. Please send her an email to logistics@animedetour.com. Excitement is setting in. Tabby can't wait for Detour to be here. Same. Keep in mind that you may have equipment that you don't know about that you would like to have come to Detour. Inventories. Yes. Inventories are problematic. They have not been updated in a number of years for various departments. If you've taken over a department anew, if you've incurred a lot of new equipment or disposed of equipment, so they could stand to be updated. Similarly, you may have equipment that you just don't need to come to Detour anymore, that you've had equipment that shows up at Detour and you don't use anymore. So just efficiency wise, it's going to be very helpful to determine, I would like this to come. I do not need any of that to come, so that our tremendous folks on logistics only bring to you what you need and don't bring you anything you don't need. And also within that, we can determine if it isn't needed, that post-con, we can in some way dispose of it, whether it is trash, resell, donate, but we can move it on, make room if there are other cons that can make use of it. But yes, we can start to shift those things. I think post-con, we do intend to also start having some conversations with logistics and tech about looking at how to maybe improve our inventory process overall. If there are thoughts of what we think of like maybe a scanning process somehow. Through mobile, obviously not RFID, because that's far more expensive with the scanner. If there's something that we can use through our, like your phone, something like that. See what you did.
That's open to discussion.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I would just need to see what.
Yeah.
Then just
Post,
maybe going back and feel a few things.
yeah, post con to see how to look at something like that. Liz?
To keep 3 yards as well. Their programming can be, it's great for inventory and we do it at our school.
Yep, just something that we thought, a way to make things easier, but obviously with input, heavy input approval from our logistics and tech departments, as we have.
Departments.
Those are the two that deal with it. So, what do you guys think? How would that be easier for you? What would the complications be? Those sorts of things. Let's see. And then I have, let's see. I think okay, Ren from Room Parties. They sent out emails to hosts to book the rooms. Some looked like they were going to spam, so Ren's going to try and resolve that today. sending the badge codes out sometime this week. Was that something that you had to set up?
I already set all of the codes.
Yeah, so
Those
thank
are
you.
set.
Thank-
And if there